Hi, I'm Oliver, the trumpet section leader for this year's band. One of the most important aspects of marching band is the music. Not just the music, but the sound. In this video, we will go over the basics of two elements, horn, carriage, and slides, that we use to ensure that our sound is as good as possible. We also use these techniques to make sure that we are uniform when we perform, which is another requirement for any good band. So, when we play our instrument, the sound comes out of the bell, right? In order for our audience to hear us as clearly as possible, we want our bells to be facing them whenever we can. That is the objective of these techniques. Now, horn carriage is exactly what it sounds like. It's the way we carry our horns. Basically, there are two ways we carry our horns. One is when we are standing at attention, and there should be a video on how to stand at attention, which I actually suggest you watch first. And the other is for when we are about to play or are playing. The first of which, I believe, is the same for all wind instruments. When standing at attention, your instrument should be held parallel to your body about a fist's length away, like this. See, the instrument isn't touching me, it's about this far away. To make sure everybody looks the same, it's also important that you are holding your instrument at the correct height. This varies slightly between instruments, but for trumpets, a good height is when your mouthpiece is at about eye level. Finally, make sure that your elbows are facing out, like this. You don't want to have them down. And now you know how to hold your horn at attention. Now, the position for playing your instrument in marching band is different for different instruments, but for brass instruments, trumpets, mellophones, trombones, not sousaphones obviously, it looks like this. Your horn should be slightly above a 90-degree angle. If 90 degrees is here, then your horn should be right here. Not playing up to the heavens, but certainly not down to the earthworms. For clarinet players, you will be holding your instrument at more of a 45-degree angle. If 90 degrees is here, and 45 degrees is about here. Your head will still be facing straight forwards, though, because of the way that the clarinet mouthpiece is shaped, of course. Saxophone players hold their instruments in front of them with the lower end of the horn angled slightly to the side so they don't run into it while marching, like this. Flute players hold their instrument at a 90-degree angle from the ground to the right of their body. This is very important because marching band judges who are above the audience can very clearly see if a flute player's horn angle is incorrect, and they will deduct points if this is the case. Now, this obviously isn't a flute, but the proper horn angle would look something like this. You can expect to hold your instrument like this for a while, leading up to around 9 minutes depending on how long the show is. It might seem difficult at first depending on how heavy your instrument is, but you'll build up the strength to pull it off over time. Alright, as important as it is to know how to hold your instrument when you are playing in marching band, it is just as important to know when to bring your instrument up. Unlike concert band, where we just watch your conductor's hands to see when we should bring our horns up, in marching band we are also given a command by the drum major. This command will be called like this: band, horns up. I'll do that again. You can follow along if you have your instrument. Band, horns up. One more time. Band, horns up, pop. Add the pop in there to show exactly when you should bring your horn up. Speaking of which, this pop is another difference between concert and marching band. In concert band, we bring our horns up smoothly and slowly. In marching band, they come up fast and sharp, but still together. Definitely still together. Now you know how to hold your instrument when at attention, when playing, and how to transition between the two. Good job. The other topic of this video is slides. Slides are a slightly more advanced marching technique, so you should watch the video on forwards and backwards marching before you continue. We use slides when we want to move to the left or right while still playing. We always want to face the audience when playing, of course, and that is why slides are so important. They allow us to face the audience while moving in another direction. It'll look like this. The idea is that our feet and legs are moving in one direction while the rest of our body is facing the audience. A method we use to make sure we are positioned properly when we do slides is the 90-60-30 method. So, what you do first is imagine the audience directly in front of you. For me, you are the audience. Turn left or right so that you are at a 90-degree angle from them, like this. Now you can't see my feet, but they are facing this way. Now, move your torso slightly so that it's at a 60-degree angle with the audience. Then you're going to want to move your shoulders further than your torso so it's about a 30-degree angle. Then finally move your head so you're facing the audience directly. You can fall into attention, bring your horn up, and while maintaining these angles, start marching forwards. Make sure you're rolling your feet correctly, and you can do a slide. We'll practice this more in a minute. To properly enter a left slide from forwards marching, you will pivot your lower body 90 degrees to the left on your right foot while keeping your upper body forwards facing. I'm going to do this going this way so that my left and right aren't reversed for you. Watch. To properly enter a right slide from forwards marching, you will pivot your body 90 degrees to the right on your right foot while keeping your upper body forward facing. Watch this. It's important that no matter what direction you're turning when you're doing a slide, you're always going to be turning on your right foot. So, just like there was a command for bringing our horns up, there's a command to signal the start of a slide. It's going to be like this. Right slide, move, stop, and turn. Or it's going to be left slide, move, stop, and turn. An important distinction is who is saying what. The drum major is the one who says left slide, move, but it's actually us, the marchers, who say stop and turn. Keep in mind that this is only when we run box drills or practice marching, because commands like this won't be given out when we're actually doing a performance. Now you can enter a slide from backwards marching, and there are backwards slides, but these are a little bit more difficult, and I won't go over it here because you will learn them either at rookie camp or band camp. Alright, that concludes this introduction video. I hope that you found it helpful, and I look forward to seeing you come rookie camp.